We spent today in Dublin, Ireland, so I'm going to let you know how everything is going. We've got more updates, just things to make sure that you're aware of with the updates to Spellbound. We're going to talk about tenders because today was a tender port in Dublin. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Saturday, it is August 16th of 2025, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please go ahead and click on that subscribe button, and if you appreciate my updates and all the information I share, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Now, let's start at the very top and talk about the updates with the Star Princess. This is really important because I told you yesterday all about the updates that we have got with the Star Princess and Spellbound on the Star Princess. So I've got a little bit of clarification as well as more information for you. First up, if it was not clear in what I said yesterday, there is no longer dinner included in Spellbound. When Spellbound has been going over there on the Sun Princess, dinner is part of it, and it's been $149 total for the whole experience, including dinner per person. So with the changes that they are making to what they are going to be doing as they bring this on board the beautiful Star Princess, with these changes, it's now $45 a person. It's also going to change over on the Sun Princess. So they are going to quit offering dinner there on the Sun Princess as part of the experience, and then you'll be paying $45 a person. Now, I have not seen this anywhere, but I cannot imagine them taking out the Spellbound that is in the Sun Princess and redoing it to match exactly with what's going to be on the Star Princess. I think you're going to be able to choose between the two experiences as to which ship that you want to go on. Now, what do we need to know about how this is going to work for people who have already booked Spellbound on a cruise that they are going to be sailing on? We happen to be one of those people. We booked it for the Star Princess. When I booked it, I paid $149 per person. And now that they're making these changes, we will be receiving a refund of all of the money we paid. So in other words, $104 a person back on our credit card. I'll let you know when we see ours come back. Okay, let me know when you start seeing yours come back. Another really important thing to know about is how are you going to book this? And yesterday I called Princess, trying to find out about booking it on different cruises if it's not working in your app. Historically, you could call the Dine Line because it was it was a dining experience, right? So yesterday, I ended up calling Princess a total of 5 times. No one there in their customer service department knew what I was talking about. And so we've got a Let's Go family member, thanks Mary Jo, she called the Dine Line and for her upcoming cruise, and there is no availability on their cruise for Spellbound, but they have been put on a wait list. And mind you, this is after the Star Princess sales. This is when the changes are going to be in effect. And so they have them on a wait list, and hopefully if someone cancels, they'll just move them right over into the reservation. If there is nothing, by the time they get on the ship, they can go directly and see if they can get a reservation. So let me know what other questions that you've got about this, because I know it's a really big deal when you've already booked it and you're worried if you're going to get your money back. You're worried about how you're going to book it. So I am expecting, let me know on your app if you have got the Sun or the Star Princess booked. Can you see to book Spellbound on your app? That'll be great information, what price is showing, just all of these things we kind of need to see together as we move forward. Another important distinction that you need to know about is when this Spellbound was introduced on the Sun Princess, and all of this time, it has included unlimited beverages while you are in the actual Spellbound experience. So it didn't even matter if you had a package or not, you could have all of the beverages that you wanted while you were in that experience. Well, that has changed as well. So with that $45, each person gets to have 2 beverages. Now, I have not seen a publication that talks about if you want any more. Say you have the Plus or the Premier package, can you get more drinks while you're there in Spellbound and not have to pay extra because you have the package? Or is this just a separate thing, and if you want an extra drink, you're gonna have to pay for it? So if I have not received that information in any way before we get on the Star Princess, I'm gonna ask and let you know. But it'll be interesting as well to see as they release the show times because when you were in Spellbound an entire evening after your dinner, you had a lot more time to have more beverages. But now if we're going to have a shortened time, maybe 2 beverages for the amount of time you're going to be in there will be more than enough. So a lot of this we're just going to kind of have to see how it works. Am I disappointed that the dinner component has gone away? Not at all. Whenever people posted pictures of the dinner, didn't necessarily make me think, oh my goodness, I've got to try that. And a lot of people expressed disappointment with it. So I think it's okay they're doing away with that, and hopefully it'll simplify everything with Spellbound, so they'll be able to provide excellent service and more people can experience if they're doing 3 shows per night. But this is so important. Definitely, Princess is charging for entertainment. Okay, we're seeing that can of worms open, and I think we're going to just see it open further and further and further. So now that is 2 cruise lines in Carnival Corporation's holdings that are going to be having at least some ships charging for entertainment. That's Cunard and Princess. So we'll keep an eye for what's next, okay? So today we had a tender port here in Dublin, and it started out a little bit foggy, but then the sun came out and a lot of the fog faded, but not quite. And so we've got some photos for you of what it looked like to look out and see the ship when we were in line. So I've got some things to tell you about taking the tender or water shuttles, as they are often called, when you're on a ship. And this applies to any cruise line, alrighty, but it's really very important. So first off, if you are someone who is mobility challenged, make sure that you go talk to them at guest services to hear what you can navigate and how they are going to help you. Make sure that you can have the experience that you're looking to have. If you are someone who cannot walk at all, I think that you maybe cannot be able to use the tender. They usually will have an elevator that helps people that can't do stairs, but a lot of times you still have to be able to get up and walk a little bit, okay? Wanted to let you know about that. Depends on what kind of scooter you've got, if you can bring that on board. A lot of times those don't work. And so make sure that you check with what you have before you get to the morning of the excursion that you're going to be going on that includes you having to use the tender to get into port. So that is just something to keep in mind as you do it. For everyone else though, when you come to the day that you're going to be using the tender, Princess and other cruise lines are going to pass out tickets so that they can kind of have on a first come first serve basis for people to be able to get off the ship. Otherwise you would have the whole ship lined up early in the morning down there expecting to get on a tender at the same time. So they'll have a designated location. Today it was in the photo department. They started handing out the tickets at 7 a.m. Everyone in your group had to be ready to go when you got your ticket, and that is how they moved people through. If you're elite, they have a meeting place where you can go there and they will work you in as they can to get you off the ship a little bit quicker. So that's how embarkation onto the tender works. What I want you to think about are the things that you need to know to be able to get back. Don't always assume that the all aboard time is the time that the last tender leaves the shore. Alrighty. In addition to saying what time all aboard is, they will always say what time the last tender leaves. Like today, we are supposed to leave at 7 p.m. Which by the way is past, and we're still here. So we are supposed to leave at 7, but all aboard of course is 6:30, but at 6 o'clock is the time that the last tender was supposed to leave the shore. Well, when we got back, it was about 25 to 6, 20 to 6, right in there. Huge line of people. So many people were just getting back to get in line to get on that tender at that time. And so we stood in line for a really long time, and we finally got back on the ship at about 6:45. And so number one, make sure that you are always back and in the line by the time the last tender is supposed to go. Don't count on there being a long line and you being able to just get in a long line, be half an hour late or something. Always be there. The second thing that's important is make sure that you can stand in a line for a little while. They had, once we got under the covered area of the little terminal that they've got there, by the way, Dublin's port is called Dunleary. By the time we got up there, there were some benches, but a lot of the line was just standing there. And so if you've got somebody with you that has a hard time standing, send them ahead a little bit and see if there are benches for them to sit on. And then when you get that far in line, they can join you. Another important thing to remember, I took 2 quick pictures of what the inside of the tender looks like on Princess. They have the main level where most people sit, and then they have up on the top level. If you are somebody that the motion really bothers, go sit on the top if you possibly can, because you get fresh air. I don't feel like you feel the motion anymore up there, and you can see the horizon. When you're down inside that water tender, you can't see the horizon. You can look out the windows, or if you happen to be sitting close to one of the doors, you can look out and tell which direction you're going, but it's really hard to try to see the horizon to not feel so sick. So that's a good tip for you. Another thing to remember is they pack people in those. And so don't try to spread out. Don't try to not have somebody sitting across from you. They have the benches, and people sit facing in on the benches. So some people will face this way and some people will face this way. And so you have to be gracious and polite and know that a lot of you are going to sit together. Really important thing to know is, well, a couple of things. When you get back to the ship, hang on a minute before you stand up and start trying to push your way off. Number one, if they have people that need a wheelchair, have got their wheelchair or scooter right there, they're going to get them off first. Alrighty, so you have to allow for that. As people start coming down from the stairs, from being up on the top, make sure that you're gracious and let them in, because it's really hard to just stand there on the stairs. Okay, so keep that in mind. Another thing to keep in mind is, as when you do an excursion, you go row by row. So the people that are at either end of the tender should not be pushing and trying to get off first. They just do it very neatly, very uniformly, stand up, and as your row goes, you just go. But they start right close to the doors, because then as people come up, there's more room to be able to go out the door and a little bit less congested. So kind of keep all of that in mind as you do it. Today I noticed in this port, people are always asking me if you can buy any alcoholic beverages, anything from wine, beer, alcoholic, anything else, and keep it with you when you're on the ship. It really does depend on the port. And here in the port of Dublin here, you have to turn in anything that you buy that's an alcoholic beverage. As you get through security, they've got a table there. They take it for you, they give you a ticket for it, and they keep it for you until the end of the cruise. And so if you buy something to take home with you, or you buy something that you thought you were going to drink just in your cabin, you have to turn it in here. So let me know if you have any other questions. We are going to do a whole separate video about Dublin, because this is our second time being here. We loved what we did last time, but today was one that I'm not going to forget for a really long time. And so we wanted to kind of share our experience with you in both, so that you can kind of choose what you want to do, and you can know what it is that you need to do if you want to have the experience that we had today. So let me know what questions you've got. Tell me if you're going to go to Spellbound. I love talking to you all about this. When I go to Spellbound, you know what? If I didn't do YouTube, I would not go to Spellbound. I am one of those people, I don't really want to pay for my entertainment. But because we do YouTube and I want to share it with you, I want you to know if it's worth your money, then we're going to do it and show it to you. But it's going to be great. I think it's going to be fun. It'll be entertaining, but it's not something that I would pay for. So let me know, would you pay for it? So thanks for joining me today. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.